Hey guys, and welcome back to the next reading session. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm finishing The Rose of Dixie, the last part. So let's do this. So, Colonel Telfair slowly swung his eyeglasses by their broad black ribbon. The space in the January number that I referred to, said he. Me- measure measuredly measuredly has been held open purposely pending a decision that I have not yet made. A short time ago, a contribution was submitted to the Rose of Dixie that is one of the most remarkable literary efforts that has ever come under my observation. None but mastermind and talent could have produced it. I would about fill the space that I have reserved for its possible use. Tucker looked anxious. What kind of stuff is this? He asked. 8,000 words sound suspicious. The oldest families must have been collaborating. Is there going to be another secession? Secession. Secession. The author of the article, continued the colonel, ignoring Tucker's allusions, is a writer of some reputation. He has also reveal to you his name. Sorry. He has also distinguished himself in other ways. I do not feel at liberty to reveal to you his name, at least not until I have decided whether or not to accept his contribution. Well, said Tucker nervously, it is a continued story or an account of unveiling of the unveiling of the Newtown pump in Whitmore, South Carolina, or a reserved list of General Lee's body servants, or what? You are disposed to be facetious. Disposed to be facetious. Facetious, said Colonel Telfair calmly. The article is formed the pen of a thinker, a philosopher, a lover of mankind, mankind, a student, and a rhetorician of high degree. It must have been written by a syndicate, said Tucker. But honestly, Colonel, you want to go slow. I don't know of any 8,000 word single doses of written matter that are read by anybody these days except Supreme Court briefs. Supreme Court briefs. And reports of murder trials. You haven't by an accident. You haven't by any accident gotten hold of a copy of one of Daniel Webster's speeches, have you? Colonel Telfair swung a little in his chair and looked steadily from under his bushy eyebrows at the magazine prompter. Mr. Tucker, he said gravely, I'm willing to segregate the somewhat crude, expression of your sense of humor, from the sol, solicitude, solicitude that your business investments undoubtedly, adopt, undoubtedly, undoubtedly, undoubtedly have conferred upon you, but I must ask you to seize, to seize, seize, keys, seize your gifts, and derogatory commands upon the South and the Southern people. They, sir, will not be tolerated in the office of the Rose of Dixie for one moment. And before you proceed with more of your covert insinuations, that I, the editor of the magazine, of this magazine, am not a competent judge of the merits of the matter submitted to its consideration. I beg that you will first present some evidence or proof that you are my superior in any way, shape, or from relative to the question in hand. Oh, come, Colonel Sartaker, good naturally. I didn't do anything like that to you. It sounds like an indi- indictment, 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 indictment. Who knows? By the by the fourth assistant attorney general. Let's get back to business. What's this 8,000 to 1 shot about? 8,000 to 1 shot about. The article, said Colonel Telfair, acknowledging the apology by a slight bow, covers a wide area of knowledge. It takes up the aureus, the or it takes up theories and questions that have puzzled the world for centuries, and disposes of them logically and consciously. One by one, it holds up to view the evils of the world, point out the way of eradicating, the way of eradicating. Remember this, eradicating them, and then conscientiously, conscientiously, and in detail commends the good. There is hardly a phase of human life that it doesn't discuss wisely, calmly, and equitably. The great the great policies of governments, the duties of private citizens, the obligations of home life, law, ethics, morality, all these important subjects are handled with a calm wisdom and confidence that I must confess has captured my admiration. It must be a crackerjack, said Tucker, impressed. It is a great contribution to the world's wisdom, said the colonel. The only doubt remaining in my mind is to the tremendous advantage it would be to us to give the publication in the Rose of Dixie is that I have not yet sufficient information about the author to give his work publicly in our magazine. I thought you said he is a distinguished man, said Tucker. He is, replied the colonel, both in literary and in other more diversified and extraneous fields. Extraneous fields. But I'm extremely careful about the matter that I accept for publication. My contributors are people of unquestionable repute and connections, which fact I can which fact can be verified at any time. As I said, I'm holding this Article 18 until I can acquire more information about its author. I do not know whether I will publish it or not. If I decide against it, I shall be much pleased, Mr. Tucker, to substitute the matter that you are living with me in its place. Tucker was somewhat at sea. I don't seem together, said he, much about the guests of this inspired piece of literature. It sounds more like a dark horse than Pegasus to me. It's a human document, said the colonel editor confidently, from a man of great accomplishments who, in my opinion, has obtained a stronger grasp on the world and its outcomes than that of any man living today. That rose to his feet excitedly. Say, he said, it isn't possible that you've cornered John D. Rockefeller's memories, is it? Don't tell me that all at once. No, sir, said Colonel Telfair. I'm speaking of mentality and literature, not of the less worthy intricacies of trade, intricacies. Worthy intricacies of trade. Well, what's the trouble about running the article? Asked Tucker, a little impatiently. If the man's well known and has get the stuff. Colonel Telfair sighed. Mr. Tucker, said he, for once I have been tempted. Nothing has yet appeared in the Rose of Dixie that has not been from the pen of one of its sons or daughters. Nothing has yet appeared in the Rose of Dixie that has not been from the pen of one of its sons or daughters. I know a little about the author of this article, except that he has acquired prominence in a section of the country that has always been inimical to my heart and mind. But I recognize his genius, and as I have told you, I have instituted an investigation of his personality. Perhaps It will be futile, futile. But I shall pursue the inquiry until that is finished. I must leave open the question of filling the vacant space in our January number. Tucker arose to leave. All right, Colonel, he said, as cordially as he could. Cordially. You use your own judgment. If you've really got a scoop of something that will make them sit up, run it instead of my stuff. I'll drop it again in about 2 weeks. Good luck. Colonel Telfair and the magazine prompter shook hands. Returning a fortnight later, Tucker dropped off a very rocky Pullman at Tomb City. He found the January number of the magazine made up and the forms closed. The vacant space that had been yawning for type was filled by an article that was headed thus: Second message to Congress, written for the Rose of Dixie by a member of well-known Bullock family of Georgia, T. Roosevelt. All right, guys. See you tomorrow on the next story. Bye.